Ever had a friend who smiled to your face but stabbed you in the back? We all have. But before we point fingers, Stoicism asks us to look inward. Are we really being the real deal in our friendships, or are we guilty of the very thing we despise, a frenemy? Today we dive into Marcus Aurelius' teaching on false friendships and why it's so important to evaluate our own behavior first. Welcome back to Daily Stoic Wisdom, where we take ancient philosophy and apply it to our everyday lives. Today we're discussing a quote from Marcus Aurelius about false friendships and what it really means for us as individuals. Quote, "There is nothing worse than a wolf befriending a sheep. Avoid false friendships at all cost. If you are good, straightforward, and well-meaning, it should show in your eyes and not escape notice." Meditations 11.15. On the surface, this sounds pretty straightforward. Marcus is telling us to stay away from people who don't have our best interests at heart. The two-faced, the jealous, the manipulative. And that's good advice. We all know how draining these relationships can be. But Stoicism isn't just about pointing fingers. It's about turning the lens inward and asking, am I living up to the standard I expect of others? Are we guilty of being a frenemy sometimes? We've all been there, smiling to someone's face because it was convenient or because we had something to gain. But what did we say about them behind their back? Do we truly have their best interests at heart? Or have we let jealousy, bitterness, or selfishness creep in? When I was a chef, I worked in high-stress environments where teamwork was essential. When you see people get close, but as soon as one chef started succeeding or getting recognition, you'd hear whispers. Even I often find myself being competitive at times, being friendly outward, but letting envy slip in when they weren't around. At first, I told myself it was harmless. It was just kitchen banter. But the truth is, I wasn't being a real friend. I wasn't being a leader or the colleague I wanted to be. That's where Marcus Aurelius' advice really hits home. The challenge is not just to avoid false friendships, but to be kind to the friend who is open, straightforward, and where it shows in your eyes and actions that you truly care. This applies directly into the man method, specifically when it comes to nurturing relationships. A core principle is building meaningful connections with others, not for personal gain, but because those relationships matter. We can't be assertive and confident if we're undermining the very people we're supposed to care about. It's about aligning our actions with our values and holding ourselves to a higher standard. In today's world, it's easy to slip into transactional relationships. We're only in it for what we get. But that's not the path to fulfillment. True Stoic wisdom asks us to nurture genuine relationships. Are we being honest? Are we supporting our friends even when it's inconvenient? Or are we being a wolf in sheep's clothing? Friendship isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. And that's what Marcus was getting at. He tells us to avoid false friendships, but more importantly, to avoid being a false friend. Because if we're true and straightforward, it won't go unnoticed. So here's today's challenge. Reach out to a friend you haven't been fully honest with. Maybe you've been holding back because you don't want to hurt their feelings, or you've been envious of their success. Have an open conversation. Be real with them. That's how you build trust and deepen your connection. True friendship, like anything else, requires effort and honesty. Stoicism reminds us, always be aware of our actions and our intentions. The next time we find ourselves in a situation where we're tempted to be a frenemy, let's remember Marcus Aurelius' words and strive to be better. And if you're looking for a space where men can be real, authentic, and supportive, come join the League of Spiritual Gentlemen's Midweek Men's Circles. We're on Meetup. Information will be in the description below. Also, if you are interested in wanting to not be a frenemy, learn these skill sets, I offer a free discovery strategy call to help you gain the skill sets you need so you can be the best version of yourself and be a good friend. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow and have a great, if not better, day.